Hello, welcome to the channel. Came out for a walk. Unfortunately, it started raining as soon as I left the door. I don't have a coat. But the other thing is, the video I did the other night about the wood. Now, when I went to get wood, there was 4 other people turned up, and I realised that the people at the car wash must have put a post on Facebook or something. I know it sounds obvious now, because how would people know to come and pick up wood? So there was 4 separate people, including myself, and the reason I knew is because I spoke to the guy who chopped the tree down. The actual guy that chopped the tree down said he'd leave them for me, because when I got there was 4 separate, including myself, there's 3 people, parties in the space of an hour. But I would never want to start fighting anyone over wood. There's plenty to go around everyone. So I said that to the guy who was there. I says, I'm not really. I said, you can have the whole lot if you want. He says, no, I'm only needing a certain amount. So I said, fine, I'll do the same. So it worked. And it's just dawned on me this morning. Now, the other thing that happened yesterday, I was doing the live stream, and I thought, I'm really unpopular. So 25 minutes went past. There's only one person watching, or something like that. I still can't explain this, but the whole thing got lost. I don't know how. So I put it on, it was only 44 seconds when it was 25 minutes. So all the footage got lost. So either I must have pressed the wrong button, maybe muted it or something. I'm actually blaming myself. As far as I was aware, it said you're live, and I was streaming. I thought I was, but the footage disappeared, and the thing conked out. It just totally switched off after 25 minutes. So I'm not sure if it was my incompetence. I see there's one person watching. Now, is it my incompetence? Did I press the mute button's just below the button that changes orientation? Like that, you change the. So what the clue should have been, there was nobody watching when I was babbling on for 25 minutes, wasting my time. Right, so, or maybe it's a thing with YouTube, maybe it was a problem with YouTube. Maybe. So I don't understand it. It just goes to show you can lose. Well, I mean, even live streaming this onto YouTube, it doesn't belong to me, it belongs to them, doesn't it? So, anything that is really important, you would, video it yourself and keep a copy of it. So what's been going on today? I've been arguing 2 or 3 on Facebook. There's this sort of army guy. There's an army guy arguing with me about the Sandy Peggy thing, and he seemed fairly, like, obviously because he's army, he's disciplined, so he was able to not be crazy. However, he continually refused to listen to what I was saying, and sort of like ignored what I was saying, and then tried to circumnavigate all my points. Is what he did, what he's doing. He's still doing it. I've come away to get away from it. So I don't exactly know what his angle is. So you got to ask yourself, what's your angle? Why are you arguing about this? What's your position? And I couldn't really, I know there's only really 2 or 3 positions. So if you're a man, a male, and you're fighting or you're arguing with people over the case in Kirkcaldy between a nurse and the health board. Yeah. Right. So if you're arguing over that case, so it's either straight or it's kind of I don't actually know. So he accused me of peddling an agenda, which is quite ironic. There's nobody watching. Does the same thing happen again? And yet, yesterday, no, there's somebody watching. Yesterday I did the second attempt. There's loads of people started watching. There was like 400 or something who watched it. I find that weird. So, right, where were we? So basically, there's nobody watching. Let's just keep talking. He's accusing me of going off on tangents, but what I was really talking about was the wider perspective of the Gender Recognition Act and the Supreme Court ruling and the implications of it. So he didn't really want to go into that realm because he knew he couldn't. So then he started attacking me personally, try to make out that I'm not. You know, like, this is where when you're arguing with people, you've got to like try and keep it. And the other thing is, when you're doing it on Facebook, and especially if you're doing it on a phone, you know, you're in that situation. We're talking about a guy who's been in the military, so he's disciplined. I need to step back because it's a serious sort of discussion. But however, it's not serious by definition because it's on Facebook, and it could all be deleted at the drop of a hat. So what we got to is me trying to explain to him basically that I'm not explaining ideology, right? I'm not trying to explain ideology. I'm trying to explain the Gender Recognition Act, the Equality Act, the Supreme Court ruling. I'm sort of trying to explain the facts of the system as it is. I'm not pushing the ideology whatsoever. That's a different topic. You can actually attack that. Yeah, that's a good thing, or critique it if you want. But very few people actually do that. So I stick within the argument, as in with this nurse in Kirkcaldy and the NHS Fife, and dig down. So what I was trying to do with this guy, and he sort of tried to wriggle out the whole thing by not. But he accused me of pushing an agenda. So actually what he's doing is arguing somebody else's agenda. Is what he's actually doing. Which is quite ironic because he's pushing somebody else's agenda. As in what's his agenda? So it's like three things. He would say something. If I asked him, so I indicated he might be a homosexual, but he kept ignoring that one. Because what actually happened was there's all these. What we've got to do is remember the contextual side of everything over the last 30 years, where it was illegal to be a homosexual. Is what I've put into this guy. So what I've asked him several times, do you want to repeal that? And he's just like totally ignoring it. He says I'm waffling. He tried to say I was going on about the moon being made of cheese, you know, when it is irrelevant. It's completely and utterly irrelevant. So what we're talking about here is LGBTQIA. It's not me that come up with that. I'm not pushing that. Right? Look at the cyclists getting in the fucking way. So these people have got to follow that, alright? They've got to follow that. Oh well. I mean, that's another... It's quite a wide road. Yeah. So they've got to follow this. They managed to get past the mad cyclist. So, we better have argued about that right enough, eh? But, so the broader context of it is very relevant. And I says to him, do you want to repeal these laws? And he was just totally ignoring it. He doesn't want to go there. So what is his point of view? Well, he's either a homosexual male, or he... I mean, it's like you get into this. See, when you get into this, you always land up coming into philosophical dead ends, where you go, right, say you say it's unnatural for somebody to change their gender, right? And then you got somebody who goes, oh, I'm going away to get a bum lift or something, or well, even dental treatment. It's unnatural to get dental treatment. You know what I mean? Oh yes, you missed that, you fanny. Jaguar XJ6. Too busy talking about fucking dentists. Right, you know, we're I'm not pushing all this stuff, but what I'm talking about is the facts and what exists at the moment. And I know a lot, I don't think it's a particularly popular subject, but, well, it gets it off my chest, doesn't it? So basically, trying to dissect the whole thing, because it's the whole nurse, doctor, and he tried to tell me it wasn't a work. This guy was losing right from the start. He tried to tell me it wasn't a workplace situation, so I fucking did some research. It's absolutely everything to do with work. It's an employment tribunal. So instead of going, oh, I'm out of my depths here, this clown kept arguing. But instead of going, ah, oh, you're right there, I was wrong, he then circumnavigates what he said, and then he tried to muscle into simple facts. Like he wanted me, and I says, look, this isn't about me. It's not about me. It's about the law, or the legalities of it all. That's what we're trying to unravel. It's not difficult to unravel. There's nothing to unravel. It's very simple. It's not me. It's not me that pushed through the gender recognition. I didn't do it. I didn't push through the Equality Act. Don't attack me. All I'm trying to do is explain it as it is, and that's what it is. In the UK, in Britain, the British government, the Scottish government fannied around with it, tried to change it, and it's not a devolved power. So they got kicked into touch by Rishi Sunak, the Conservative Party, at the time. That's what happened. So it's not about me. It's not about... It's about trying to be realistic when there's so much fake news going on about it. So much nonsense going on about this. So much of it. And the guy was just... But he was unusual, and he was an army guy. So what is he? Well, he might pretend that he's trying to protect women and girls. And then, well, you're always down to definition with that. You know, so they're being used in this battle. What's the definition? So that's the big argument, is what is the definition of a woman or a girl? You know, and then I think that so what they do is they're using children in this argument when it suits them. But the actual ideology, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the laws, and I'm talking about the people that have already, the discrimination that they're facing, and the what's going to happen and what has to happen. That's where I kept asking the guy, do you want the law repealed, the one about being a homosexual in the armed forces? Totally ignoring it. He doesn't want to answer it. He was diverting himself from it, but instead of, I don't know if he's gone away now, but I've come out for a walk to get away from it. He's wrong. You can have your opinions, but nobody ever seems to have any. You know, like what it would be something like this. I don't believe in the Gender Recognition Act. I think it should be abolished. And then you go, right, that's your opinion, and under freedom of speech you're allowed to have that opinion, and you're allowed to say it. But that's not what's actually happening. You know, it's not happening. And it's not going to happen because of the broader context. We'd have to leave the European court. I'm just thinking about my brother there. When I used to have like arguments like this with my brother, he would then, if he was losing, he would then go on a wind up. Yeah, that's one way out of it for a narcissistic type. Oh, I was only winding you up. And you're getting so upset. That's narcissism. Because under no circumstances would you accept that you're wrong. So apparently he's coming to visit me in October, so I'll need to be aware of that. Well, just ignore him really would be the best way. You know, play them at their own game, but there's not really much to be gained. Oh fuck. This place, this walk is not very walky. No. So, I don't know what he hasn't said. So he tried to simplify things, and I just pointed out, I says, look, I've already answered these questions. You're choosing to ignore them. So what I'll do is, when I get back, I think we'll actually answer it again. You have to sort of try and like minimise your words. I know it's difficult when you're on a phone, you're typing away, especially if you start to get worked up a bit, passionate. You're better to oh fucking hell. You're better to take your time, actually, rein yourself back, go away, leave it, go back to the argument later, which is what I often do. I think I got dragged into this one a bit quickly, because you can put out better answers if you give it more time. Now, another thing that's winding me up is this bullshit, and I've got a friend on Facebook who is reposting shit from Alasdair McPherson about this AI thing that they're proposing to build between Denny, Falkirk and Plean, well, Stirling. That's where they're going to be building the battery facility. So they don't seem to be mentioning the battery facility. I think they're trying to obfuscate the issue by taking attention away from the battery facility, because they've got planning in for that already. And it's basically what's happening is public officials like this Alasdair McPherson is pushing an agenda for a corporate organisation, and so they're going to destroy farmland in that area. They're building this AI. It's very suspicious. It's very, very suspicious. What I'm very cynical about it, and I think we all should be, because these public officials are being used. And that's Dr. Scott Arthur, for example. They're probably in the piggy bank. They'll be getting money out of it. They are pushing these toxic, inhuman proposals And what else they're going to do with it, I'm not exactly sure. Maybe it's a scam. Well, I know it's a scam. I mean, maybe it's a scam. You know it's a scam. So they're going to eventually build houses on that field. You know, what is it they're after? It's there to make money. So they're making these false claims. Say they're going to provide 300 jobs or 3,000 jobs, or they're going to plunge in millions into the economy. So this is really about, it's probably about Facebook and how it's being, the internet, how it's being used against us. It's like the Wild West. So this local official, Alasdair McPherson, appears to be promoting this stuff. And they do these consultations and everything, they are a joke. You know, consultations, they're not consultations. It depends on the definition again. They are not consultations. God. I thought that was a fucking... It looked like a burnt log, but it's not. These consultations are... You know, at one time the sort of government got along... So now we have this... It's actually worse now. You know, because people are given information that is not in their best interests. So I'm just sort of thinking about in the past when the governments would go and do things without telling us. But now they use nefarious tactics to con us using social media. So it's not, and it's a corporate. Well, who's to blame? Was it Boris Johnson? Who's it started? When did these corporations become worldwide entities? You know, I know it's probably in Russia and China or something. They're probably censored. Well, they're censored here, but that's the kind. What are you talking about? Who's censoring what? You know, I think that's really the question. David, hi. Question about. I'm just like so cynical. If you'll see it on Facebook, it's Alasdair McPherson, an AI centre in a fucking massive field, away up that way, south of Bannockburn Interchange, somewhere about there, near the Falkirk Stirling border. This should be stopped. You know, I just don't believe it. And somebody might say, well, you don't care because you're not going to get a job there. Well, nobody fucking is, because it's going to go bankrupt. It's all fucking total shite. And we've seen it all before. We've seen it happening, and they're just doing it. I think they're doing it to sneak in battery facilities. That's what I think they're doing. To sneak in battery facilities. Because then we'll go, oh. So these things are going to catch fire. It's not a question of will they catch fire. They fucking will, and they're designed to catch fire. And you lot have so much evidence against these battery facilities, and yet you still choose to ignore it. And if I go up there protesting, I don't think I'll get any support. That's the way I feel about it, is that people are just not paying attention, or they're not listening, or they don't care. They just don't fucking care. Is that what it is? Cyclist. Right, so I need to get my other phone set up here. So I've got this on. Well, the problem is that I've got here is that come on, it needs to tune itself in. I have to watch that it doesn't fall off of there. Hello, welcome to the channel. Right, we'll go and do a quick video. Now we need to climb over this. I didn't want to leave that there whilst I'm climbing over in case it fucking falls off. So, we're going to climb over. So here we go. Alright. Yeah, I know they're getting built all over the place, yeah. Battery facilities. I do know that, yeah. I'm sort of like I mean, they are everywhere, aren't they? It's just trying to keep your... Yeah, Kincardine. It's all... just after Kincardine. And these things should be banned. And so, what they're doing, the Facebook page, is Appatura, it's called. Appatura. It's called Appatura or something. And they've included the battery facility in the pretty much the same publicity material, I would say, in it. And the other one, the one here, has not got the battery facility mentioned in it. So it's almost like, why? Because they've already, I believe they've got planning permission to build the battery facility. So why have they done? It's almost like two identical posts, but for different places. Hermiston Gate, West Hermiston, and Torwood, with Denny, near Denny. So I would oppose all of it. They're using us. They're promising us jobs and money, spend money on the economy and all that stuff. I mean, if we drilled for oil, we could have plenty of money in the economy, but the Scottish Government decided that they didn't want to do that. So a lot of that's been shut down. So I'm just very cynical about it. It's all lies. It's all these Tesla driving twats that are into this shit, and it's just sit in your Tesla and don't even fucking think about any of that stuff right until the moment it burns your fucking garden fence down. Yay! Yay! Right, so we've got a peep there from Volkswagen T5. Well, why don't we go on the roundabout today? That's a good idea. Well, it's a bad idea, but there's a Land Rover. So, on the one hand, really arguing about various things, or I should just give up, not bother. Is that just who cares? Just let them build their battery facility. Why should I care? That's the kind of attitude that what's it got to do with me, sort of thing. Fuck yeah, now. Come on, speed up a bit. Learn to drive faster. Okay, now. Right, but you have to learn somewhere, don't you? So, what I need to do is, I've got this the wrong way around. Yeah, I'm struggling a bit here. Struggling. What I was thinking about doing was I mean, these things are deadly, but who gives a fuck? Yeah, just burn the place down. Who cares? Why should I care? Just fucking burn it to fuck. They'll call me a conspiracy theorist. And yeah, I try to explain the Gender Recognition Act on the other hand, which is a different argument. And nobody fucking listens to that either. I'm farting against thunder, aren't I? Yeah. So I was thinking about going over there, but I was looking a bit busy. Yeah. So looking very busy. A Mini! Oh yes. A Mini Cooper. We've got a Land Rover. It is quite busy, isn't it? Normally I'd be switching this phone off the live stream and then doing a proper video, but generally because that one there it's not particularly efficient. A BMW. Yes. So I'm glad there's people speaking to me, which means that the same thing didn't happen yesterday when I was videoing for 25 minutes and it all got lost. Yeah, just use both lanes, why don't you? There's nobody there, why not, yeah? So, yeah. So we get a truck over there. Yeah, maybe just, why don't we just walk round a roundabout and then go? I think we'll just keep live streaming. But my high-vis jacket is falling off. I'm not dressed properly today. And no, it doesn't designate that I've got autism. It's to stop me being run down. Especially the person that posted the thing on Facebook is on the full benefit fucking package. You know, it's like it's not gonna benefit you, is it? Because there's no way you're gonna get a job. I mean, fuck, we'll be realistic about it. You know, you're unemployable. That's the other thing about it. So they're all sitting there like fat piggies getting fucking money for fuck all and living off that, and then they don't want jobs. What sort of job are they going to get at a battery facility? You don't actually need people at battery facilities. They just, well, they don't even bother with security there. The whole thing's insane. The problems with it are insurmountable. They're insurmountable. They're not insurmountable. They don't want to spend the money. So they don't want to spend the money on security. It'll be a gated place with a camera or something. So somebody could come along, blow the whole place to fuck. And then they're going to go, oh, we weren't expecting that to happen. Well, I'm amazed that hasn't happened more. You know, so at some point, it's pretty obvious at some point soon we're going to have some kind of event happens. Some kind of, you know, are you allowed to say terrorist? I think you are, aren't you? Event's going to happen. And it's going to be such a fucking laugh. You know. It's definitely going to be a huge fucking laugh. Whoa, truck spotting! Go! Right. We'll get the fuck out of the way. Yes. Right. So it's canting transport they are. The first truck of the day. The first truck of the day. And then we've got marshals. Marshals. And you don't get chicken for them, no. Truck spotting video here. This is the jiggly one. Yeah. But you're getting two videos here. You're getting a live stream video and move the mic. Yeah. Well, in actual fact, they're going to move the facilities next to everybody, really. You know, migrants, non-migrants are going to have to live next to them. And look at what happened at Kilwinning when they stored these lithium batteries in a warehouse. And it's nothing to do with, whose fault was that? Well, it was nothing to do with us, was it? Scottish Government, it's not their fault, is it? But it should make any battery over 10 kilograms should be made illegal, lithium-ion battery. It doesn't mean to say I can't use my phone or my laptop. That's not the same thing. Oh yes, nice. It's not the same fucking thing. But I just want to capture that German thing. The thing. Right. So unfortunately my little thing is broken. The thing for supporting the phone. It broke. So I think what we'll do is well, probably, I mean, I'm trying to catch lots of trucks actually, is one of my interests, but yeah. Sometimes if you leave the thing on its own, you can get sort of like there's oh aye. Aye. So you know, you can stand around and you put the device in one location, then you can catch trucks brilliantly, like in there or over there. Yes. Yeah. So there's a caravaner coming. There we go. The Volkswagen Caravan. Yeah, the wobble box is getting wobbly today. Yes. Wobble, 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 wobble. You picked a nice calm day to take your wobble box out for a wee trip. Roofing, painting. What's that? Painting, roofing. Yeah. Wobble, 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 wobble. don't even know what time it is. So like normally this other phone here, I can use, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm thinking about buying a new device. It's sort of like a, be careful, oh it's a learner, yeah okay. An e-tron or whatever it's called. Well, I forget what it's called. I've got it in my basket on Amazon. It's £650. Got a tin there, picked that up. Tin collecting. Oh, Volvo, nice. That's the sort of car. It's quite a good car you could buy and be quite reliable and easy to fix. Sensible option. You know, you could have that, right, and travel around, and it's far cheaper, far more efficient, better for the environment, etc, 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 than any of this nonsense they're trying to make us, well, they don't want us to buy cars, do they? They've just put the prices totally and utterly up. I've got a wee bag with me. I have got a bag. So, don't want to pick the leaves up. I've done it. Fucking hell, the wind. Right, so we've come all the way down here just to pick up one tin. Oh aye. That's really going to save the environment. I'm doing more to save the environment than them lot. Oh aye. That's a fact. Yeah, recovery truck. Brilliant. I've got pallets coming around there. I make everything sound interesting. Everything. Absolutely everything sound interesting. It's got my initials on side. But I could change my name again. I could change it right now. Motorhome coming. Yes. That looks impressive. Yeah, it does. Scotwood. Body language is interesting, isn't it? You know, when you get somebody coming towards you and you know they're not happy. How do you know? Well, that's how you get these people to explain body language. You know, the way people are walking towards you and everything. And it's obviously because it's happened to me a few times. You sort of, there's some people can put the wind up you, and it's like, how the fuck they put the wind up you? You can't, you don't know. I think it's because we are ancient beings, and because of what I'm doing, I sometimes fuck people right off, and that, not that often. Oh my god, is that from that thing? That's fucking like lowered the range by about 5 miles. They're using a Volkswagen Touareg to tow an electric Audi. That fucking says it all, doesn't it? They're using a diesel Volkswagen Touareg, quite light. I thought, here's the delivery guy. Delivery guys. There. There's Tom. Tom and his little delivery motor. He doesn't drive fast, this guy. Look at him. Driving too fucking slow. Come on, get speed up, fuck's sake. Your packages, take your time, give a fuck. Get on with it. See, he's holding, see the traffic, and Tom, you're holding everybody up. This is supposed to be a 60 road. Oh, sorry. Right, where are we going now? I'd like to get some trucks before we go. Right, there's 3 people watching. Only, oh, it's a Peugeot 206. It's a cabriolet. It's a coupe. It's a 3-door that I would be interested in looking at. Here's the A is coming. The A. They've got their flashing beacons on. What's that for? Are they towing? No, they're not towing. Your flashing beacons are on. Yay! Yay! That's the way. He's probably going to Tesco to get some cheese and pickle sandwiches. Just in a factory, and it tastes like shit, but they're still fine, especially with nice Sirocco. Oh yes, yes. The bus spotting video, not in service. I've always wanted to go there. I'd like to go to not in service today. Where the fuck is that? I don't know. We've got a truck here, truck spotting, yes. Truck spotting video. Yes, that's the ticket. Right, so we've got what we've got here. We've got 6 people watching. We've got 1 people liked it. We've got a Dingo vans failed to proceed. That's a Renault Kangoo. It's most unusual. 71 plate Kangoo. Failing to proceed. Haven't got a piggy bank. Land Rover Discovery. Yes. Yeah, sort of Swedel farmer. Probably sold out his fucking field for a wind farm. And he just drives an old Land Rover. But he'll have like an Audi or something at home. And yeah, so after a while you go, I don't give a fuck about these cars. It's a lot of shit, consumerism, all that shit. And then you go, right, so is it because we are incredibly wealthy and we haven't got to worry about surviving, or is it because we're just a bunch of spoiled brats? Which is it? I don't know. So, which is it? Which? So, I'm hiding here. You better not be having an affair. Yeah, because it'll be on YouTube. Right, so what we're going to do... Yeah, I haven't really caught any fantastic... Rapid removal, Scotland! Scotland, rapid removal! I wonder if I see that ghost hunter. I think he's away now. Killiney ghost hunter. I quite like him actually. I actually think he'd have been great if he'd married my daughter. Yeah, so I don't actually know why I said that. I just think he's quite a nice guy and he's quite big. It'd be great to go out for meals all the time. You know. Maserati, very nice. It's difficult for me to keep up with everything. I did like that Maserati, yeah, that's a nice car. Try to keep an eye on everything that's going on here. Yes. What's going on? Well, I think it's time we went home for breakfast. It's a Scooby-Doo. Yeah. Bio food. Inspired for you. Yes, I bet. Lots of fucking chemicals and pastries. Makes us all fat. Never mind, it's your own fault for eating it. Nobody's forcing you to eat it. Well, actually, they are going to force you to eat it. Because they're going to remove any other options. That's what they're doing. So I'm against the AI bullshit in the field up at Torwood. I'm for preserving farmland, and I'm for promoting farming, healthy cows, healthy this, healthy that. I'm against that sort of shit, right? So I am. Right, it's time to go now. We're going to get where we're going to go. Let's go. Where are we going? Okay, go back by the railway line. Could do. Nah, it's quite far. Right, I'm going to cross over anyway. Right, truck spotting's not going well. Oh, there's a truck coming. You're not going to cross over. We've got an amazing truck coming right here, people. It's and we've got this. No, not that. Not that one. There it is. It's right there. Silver truck. Yes. Yes. Wow. And there's another one. It's A. McGilton. I've never seen that one before. A. McGilton. Wow. Yeah. A. McGilton. I wonder where they come from. McGilton. Is that Irish? Is that Irish? Hey, if you get a name you don't know where it is from, you just say, is that Irish? Yeah, that's what you normally do. Is that Irish? Like, Alexander, Scotland, that's steel. I think they sell steel parts and steel stuff. They don't steal it, they pay for it. Right, right now I wanted to cross over and I can't do it now. I just can't do it. Now, so how are we going to get over? I don't know. Just have to wait now. Just have to wait. Service metals. Sorry if the filming's not brilliant. I've got two devices on the go here. One on the left hand, one on the right hand. So it's a cactus. Wood Winters Wines and Whiskies. Wood Winters. Right, okay, now we go over now. Oh, that car's coming at quite a speed. Yes, it is. It's coming at quite a speed. Yes, the old X-Trail. Yeah. Right, let's go over here. Yeah. I don't want to lose my hat. That's quite possible in the conditions. And what will happen now is an amazing truck will come that way. I wish it was there. Rest in peace. I'm sorry. There's nobody in it. That was the other thing about, you know, the dignity and everything. Who gives a fuck when you're dead? Oh, that shit's just for daft relatives, isn't it? I don't get invited to funerals anyway, so I don't give a shit. Oh, right. Right, okay then. Time to get away from this madness. The madness of the crowds. Far from the madding crowd. Let's get away. Get away, get away. Run away. Run away. Run away. Bye, Skeoch roundabout. Bye. Move the migrants. The migrants. Yeah. Move them away. Right, so thanks for watching this video. We're going to end this one. Once we get to this bit here. Right. Giving it mental in the Peugeot estate. Right. So we're going to get a pack of... Sort your cough out. It's not... Well, I've been to the doctor about it. And I had the x-rays and everything. I think probably what it kind of... Well, I'm going to end this video, right? So hang on. I'll do an outtake. Oh, shit. Sorry. The cough. Right, hang on. I'll get up. No, well, that's actually advice, but it's crap. But sorry, but so thanks for watching this video. Bye. Right, so let's get on with this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk. I'm going to walk. I'm going to walk. I'm going to walk. Hiya. I'm going to walk. I'm going to walk. Where are they going? Is that a fishing rod? Right, so the cough. I went to the hospital and everything. Couldn't find an organ. I think it's an allergy. I kind of think it's. I get hay fever, so I kind of, it gets bad at this time of year. The cough. So maybe I should go back to the... I'm not a smoker, so don't even suggest that. Although I have smoked. I've done a lot of really dangerous things with my lungs, my body. You name it, I've done it, right? I mean, I've talked about asbestos sheets, the motor industry, knocking fuck out cars, engines, brake pads, you name it, I've done it. So, whether I've damaged my health, I probably have. But, I mean, I've already been to the hospital and everything, so it's just a bit of a cough. It gets worse when I go to... Why the fuck am I going on about this? Well, because I don't know what it is. I think it's an allergy. Did I put a cat? Oh! Yeah, quite right. Be scared. Be careful with the humans. I think it's an allergy, yeah. It's you know, people, I do the same. You say things to people. Oh, you know, you need to stop smoking or something. Is a common one. Considering I'm not a smoker. I have my own health issues, yeah. I'm relatively healthy. Yeah, I'll probably drop dead in the next 10 minutes. Probably, yeah. I think life is tough, yeah. And we just have to get on with it, and yeah, so I go on these walks, I do the live streams, I do the videos. Otherwise, you know, probably would be in a lot worse shape, you know. I think, yeah, so let's see what the time is, because it's 5 to 12. Fuck a ducky duck duck. 5 to 12. Right, so we're gonna, yeah, 5 to fucking 12. Aye. Because I get my phone, oh God, I'm supposed to be away home by now, really. So I'm gonna head home. Yeah, I think so. Let's do that. Let's head for the hills. Time to go home. Don't know if I've actually walked down here before. Maybe I have. I'm not sure. Yeah, so I usually try and make the walks like half an hour or something, but they usually end up being about an hour. Aye, working in shipbuilding, surrounded by welding fumes, I've got the same. Yeah, I mean, I was in the industrial kind of activities, and you know, when I was in the building industry for about 20 years. If you think I'm 59, if you think, well, 20 years, so that's fuck, that's half. What's half of 60? Fucking 30. Well, it's not half then, is it? Yeah, but the other fucking 20, 15 years you were fucking about with cars. Yeah. Right, so welding, yeah, I did welding as well. I'm not particularly good at welding, but I have done welding, yeah. That was cars. I mean, paints. I still think that's why, well, it's obvious that Fred Dibner died, well, I mean, 63 or something. No, he was mid-60s, he died. And I think, I mean, there's no getting away from it, he was a tough guy, right? I'm not arguing that at all. But the chemicals and everything, and the smoking he did, and the fat, it all, I mean, the life's out there to get you, isn't it? It's going to kill you. And that's, I mean, that's what happened to Fred Dibner. He could have lived longer, but then, well, he had a brilliant life, didn't he? So, working on shipbuilding. Yeah, so me, it was industry, buildings. It was mainly around about the northeast of Scotland. I was in Edinburgh, I was in Inverness. We were up north. Generally it was in Scotland. I don't remember ever working out with Scotland. It was mostly the northeast of Scotland. Elgin, a lot of military. I was in a lot of military. I was in Fastlane. I was in most of the military establishments actually. Yeah. Was that relevant? Well, we didn't like safety. I mean, when I started, I got my eyes full of sparks and everything. I was really stupid with that. And I see, yeah, now when I use grinders and stuff, goggles, I sort of hide my eyes away from it, you know. Which is like, you think, well, how the fuck can you see what you're cutting, you know? And well, you know, but I mean, I'm not using a grinder that often. I have a motor grinder at home, but I don't use it that much. So, all these things, yeah, they're all problematic. They'll damage your health. And then you're fucked, and that's it, you know? Nobody gives a shit. They don't give a shit about your health. You're doomed. You're absolutely fucking doomed. So I need to get I need to go over to Bluebell Woods from here. I'm not exactly sure how to do it. Yeah. I don't really know. So all these things are all fluffy, aren't they? All these kind of people with jobs. See, what we've done is, like, you're talking about shipbuilding, but we've sort of shipped everything out to China and everything, haven't we? So, because you think, well, people generally aren't exposed to asbestos and stuff like these chemicals and stuff as much as what they used to be. And I said, well, they are. It's just that not so much here in this country. Well, that's debate. Well, we don't have the same industry, so it's not really debatable. It's pretty clear that we don't have the same industry that we had. That's quite clear. I don't think there's much argument with that one. Yeah. I don't. Is there sound now? I touched that button, didn't I? That's what fucking thing that I do. Touch the. Just. Yeah, that should be it. The problem is when it says mute, so that's it. But I'm going to be going in a minute anyway. But I'm getting a phone call, which is on this device, which is a problem, isn't it, really? How the fuck to get to the wood? I think we'll follow him up. I think he knows. I think that's where he's going, to the park. Well, I'll go up through there and turn left. This is like a long way to get home, actually. Yeah, we fuck our health up. It's part of being macho and manly, and now you get this like young men aren't really. Well, they're just turning a bunch of fannies, isn't it? A lot of them. Or a lot of them, that, like my son, they just hide away in their bedrooms because they can't really pop their heads out. Everything's geared up against men. It's like and they've got to capitulate to the biggest lot of shit. And so it's quite awful what's happened in our society. So the problem is that it means that we're not going to have any children, really. So BMW X, nobody gives a fuck, you know. Just think about yourself. What is it? X5. I think it is. It's a X5. A BMW X5. Right, so the wood's over there. There's a fence there. I don't know if you can get through that way. Fucking miles. Oh, I think. Jesus. That fence must be broken. There's no way it's not broken. Now, if I turn left here, I should get in the wood. Right here. Yeah! There you go. Right, thanks for watching everybody. Please like, share and subscribe. That's my phone call coming in. Bye!